Hey everyone, welcome to Virtual Veg Fest Live. We are sponsored by the Plant Based Network and we're excited to be here today. Let's say thank you to Compassion Works for sponsoring, get words out, Helene, sponsoring our lives this month. And also there are Pass the Buck campaign recipients. If you easily go to virtualvegfest.com, you can make a donation to our Pass the Buck campaign. For every dollar that you donate, you get entered to win a Follow Your Heart prize pack. It's one of the ways you can win prizes from Virtual Veg Fest monthly. The other way is just to enter our contest. Again, go to virtualvegfest.com and enter the contest. You do nifty things like follow our social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll get entered to win a prize back from Hodo Foods, Follow Your Heart, or Gain, or Crafters Organic. And thank you to them for donating monthly prize packs to Virtual Veg Fest, which, if you don't know, we are a nonprofit, and the nonprofit is Triangle Veg Fest. So, I feel like I haven't been live in a month, and it was only Saturday. So, and it's Thursday. It's been one of those weeks that it's been a little like it hasn't gone that quickly, but it goes by quickly. I don't know. Maybe you understand what I mean. But we are going to delve into plant-based weight loss this week because we have Summer today and we have Lisa Davis on Saturday. And this is a topic near and dear to my heart because with COVID, I have lost 30 pounds during the pandemic, during the year at home, after gaining some and then deciding, nope, I'm not going to gain weight during this pandemic. If I'm not going to be out doing events and I'm not going to be traveling, I'm going to focus on me. And Summer has been very open and honest about her journey to weight loss and has a YouTube channel and shows pictures of herself. Absolutely amazing how bold and honest and frank she is about this journey. And it is a journey. It is not a wake up one day and you've lost 30 pounds. It doesn't work like that. And if you think it does, then you need to really watch. So let's get started. If you have any questions, you have any comments, put them in the little box. We'll definitely address them. And I think I've got everything. And let's go get Summer. Hey, Summer, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. It's a beautiful sunny day here, and I'm so happy that it's not raining.
Yes, if you don't know, we're in North Carolina. Summer is part of our community here in Raleigh, Durham. I'm in Wake Forest. She's in Durham. Right, you're in Durham still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's been raining a lot. I mean,
Yes, a
it's
lot.
it's been raining a lot, but thankfully, the thing about
Yeah.
it raining, right, is that for us we got rain, we didn't get ice, and we didn't get snow. We just got rain,
Yeah.
and everywhere around
Yeah, a
us
lot.
got ice and snow. So we've
Yeah.
been really fortunate this winter, like really fortunate. The only time it snowed was overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've had like
yeah,
one snow, I think. So,
yeah, our
yeah.
like our gratuitous 1 to 2 inches.
Uh-huh.
We're very
Yeah.
fortunate to. I mean, this year has just been. I'll take the rain any day over ice and snow. So any
Mm-hmm.
day. So yeah, so yes,
That's true.
it's
Yeah.
stunning. It is 60 something degrees out. We are again very fortunate to be in the weird weather in North Carolina. And also that helps to
Mm-hmm.
transition. It totally helps to like, going outside again to
Mm-hmm.
exercise. But Summer, I want you to like
Yes.
share like who you are and what your story is and then we'll like have this conversation. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure. So I am Summer, and I have been documenting my weight loss journey on my YouTube channel for, well, I actually started it in 2018. And I had already kind of started my weight loss journey, and it's been this long, windy road, just kind of up and down. And I have just been trying to get to a healthy BMI. That's my ultimate goal, and I'm getting close to that. I still have a little ways to go, but yeah, I feel like I'm halfway there, and yeah. So I mean, I work full time, and then I have my YouTube kind of as my part time thing, and other than that, I'm hanging out with my husband or the cats and friends, and that's pretty much me. So
Yeah, that BMI thing. I don't feel like I'll ever get to the right BMI because for me to get to the right BMI, I would have to lose. another 40 pounds. And you've
Oh
seen
wow.
me, right? I mean,
Mhm.
I'd have to
Mhm.
lose another 40 pounds off the and on top of the 30 that I've already lost. I just
Mhm.
I just don't feel like it's realistic
Mhm.
to be able to do that. I've been
Yeah.
like in this plateau for months, holidays, New Year's, you know,
Mhm.
Play Cakes Bake Shop opened.
Oh yeah, I still
I've been
haven't gone
yeah,
there.
I've been in this plateau. So,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Right.
exercise every single day. I mean,
Mhm.
I burn upwards of probably close to 900 calories a day.
Oh wow. That's a
Yeah, no,
lot.
I'm committed. I walk
Yeah.
10,000 plus steps a day. I burn my minimum burn is
Uh-huh.
760 calories. I tend to go above
Mhm.
it, and my watch, you know, stand goal. So I have a move goal, stand goal, and I have
Mhm.
steps goal, and I track what I eat, and I eat a lot of whole foods, plant based,
Mhm.
but I also had a vegan gluten free muffin today. So because I went to Play Cakes,
Yeah.
so I
Oh
mean,
gosh. Yeah, that place looks so good.
yeah, definitely if you head out this way, it is 10 minutes from my house. Dangerous,
Oh
but
yeah. I know
yeah,
that is
yeah.
dangerous.
So it's really close, and that's part of the reason why I went and got muffins this morning. But we're also going to do a
Mhm.
fundraiser to help out the less fortunate who are hungry. That's something we're going to do with Plain Cakes
Oh,
for our community.
awesome.
So anyone who's watching who's local or not local, if you want to
Yeah.
donate to help people that are hungry, that is something that we're going to work on
Yeah.
together. So that'd be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so what have you been doing?
Yeah.
You like take photos of yourself and you put them on the internet
Yeah.
and you like give your
I do.
progress. I mean,
Mhm.
I no.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I've always wanted to be like super open about my weight loss journey because I wanted to document where I was, or, when I am documenting, I'm documenting, or I'm wanting to document like the whole process. So, yeah, I've just been very open and vulnerable about, posting my before and after photos. And yeah, it's been a little hard at times because people will comment and they'll say like really mean things, but I just overlook it and I don't let it get under my skin at all. And I'm just, I want to be able to like show the whole process. So for me, I think vulnerability is powerful. And yeah, I know I could talk about my weight loss journey forever, so I'll kind of get into like what I'm doing for now. So I kind of had a repeat year last year where I guess really last year I felt like I got up to almost my highest weight that I'd been at back when I first started, which is 199 pounds. And so then I realized like, okay, I'm miserable. I'm in a lot of pain. My joints are having a lot of trouble, and I finally decided that I needed to make some changes. So that was right when the pandemic started last year. So it was like kind of perfect timing because I was like, okay, so I can really just like hone in on this and just get some healthy habits started again. So then I was doing really well all the way up until like September. I bought a new house and then things just got kind of stressful. So, I mean, it was a stressful year in general. So I was like so happy to see my progress like really take off because I was like really focusing on it and, you know, all that good stuff. But then September came around, bought a house, and then it kind of got a little stressful. So, and then, yeah, so my weight just kind of started going back up. And then the holidays happen and that whole thing, so it just has been like this kind of repeat thing. When I say repeat, I kind of did the same thing the previous year. So uh yeah, but this year, I after the holidays I was like, okay, I'm back up to 190 pounds again, and I'm only 5'4", so you know, it's it it's rough. But I ended up just saying, okay, I've got to really commit to following whole food plant-based diet, and so I have recommitted to doing the starch solution, which is Dr. John Mcdougall's whole food plant-based program. So I
I
have the
just
book
bought
here.
that.
I'll kind of. Oh,
I
you did?
just bought his book. It
Awesome.
came 3 days ago, and he'll be on next
Yeah.
month. Dr. Mcdougall will be on Virtual Vitros
Oh,
Live next month.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. And so I've been I also have his other book, the Mcdougall Program for Maximum Weight Loss. And I think my screen's kind of freezing, so I don't know if you can see it, but
I think so.
Yeah. So I've actually been kind of following his maximum weight loss program and kind of doing like a combination of the two. Like I'll still allow myself to do kind of starch solution on the weekends, but like on the weekdays, I'm pretty much focusing on eating just like whole, a low fat, whole food vegan diet. And yeah, I love it. I'm like, I have been doing some of his recipes, and I've committed to doing no alcohol and no junk food this year, or really at least until Thanksgiving.
No junk food until Thanksgiving?
No, because Dr. Mcdougall like kind of advocates in his book that you can have like a feast day where you can really just enjoy like a feast, And I was like, well, that's perfect. I'm gonna really commit to this until Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna see where I'm at. I mean, I don't know, but I felt like over the years I've done the starch solution, and I just really haven't committed to it. And yeah, I finally decided this year that I gotta really like actually try this and really stay consistent. And this year alone, I'm already down from 190 pounds. I weighed in today at 176 pounds. Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I've been doing really, really good, and I'm loving it. I'm really just wanting to commit to following a healthy lifestyle. And that's been what's hard for me is just I have kind of seen weight loss as this process where, oh, I get to just like, follow the starch solution, lose the weight, and then go back to doing the same things I was doing before. And I was kind of stuck in that trap. And then I finally realized, like, okay, you really have to commit to this. Like, this is a lifestyle. You have to commit to this way of eating. You can't just, eat whole foods, plant-based, and focus on, a low-fat vegan diet and then go back to your old habits of eating lots of junk food. Because for me, I mean, I've been primarily a junk food vegan for the last, let's see, I just had my 8th vegan anniversary in January. And for the majority of the time, I've been a junk food vegan. And I can really attribute that to going vegan in 2014, and I worked at Whole Foods Market, so I had access to like the best vegan food ever. And yeah, so I just kind of stayed in that vegan transition phase of having a lot more processed foods for longer than I should have. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's important to get the psychological side to match up with the health side and the motivation side and how important it is for
Mhm.
people. I would always look at people who lost weight, right? And I'd be
Mhm.
like, well, I saw them 6 months ago and now look at them, right? And you're like, how
Mhm.
did you do this? And you always think like they just snap their fingers and they lost weight.
Mhm.
And look at them now. And
Right.
then of course it's at that moment where you're at like a special event and they're eating like
Mhm.
cauliflower wings and fries and they're eating like all this crap and you're like, but look at you. So I how
Mhm.
you're like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
And then you go on a journey to
Right.
lose weight and get healthy
Mhm.
and you realize that it's every single day and
Mhm.
I exercise every single day and I have my
Mhm.
move goal. I think today will be 279 days in a row that I'll
Mhm.
have exercised and hit my move goal. That's
Yeah,
that's
that is so
that's
amazing. I've seen you post about that.
it's 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 part of my routine. It's part of my habits now. It's what I
Mhm.
do. I exercise at night. I don't do it in the morning. I actually do it to close out my day. And it's my mental
Mhm.
thing that I have the calories that I will eat And then at night, I end up with like this excess amount of calories. And then I eat
Mm-hmm.
popcorn. And my popcorn, which is made with
Right.
oil, because I,
Mm-hmm.
organic popcorn is my treat.
Mm-hmm.
It is the way I end my
Mm-hmm.
day. And nutritional yeast
Yeah.
dill and some smoked salt on that.
Yum. That sounds
That
so
is,
good.
it's so good. It's addicting. And that's why we close out
Mm-hmm.
our day with it. But I work hard for that.
Yeah.
And that's what has to
Mm-hmm.
happen is the reason why that person looked absolutely incredible is because they're working really hard to
Mm-hmm.
be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's an
It
everyday be
is.
healthy.
Yeah. It is. And so I'm finally at that place where I'm ready to commit to a healthy lifestyle. Before I've just kind of been like kind of dipping my toes in the water, like, okay, I'll try engine 2 and I'll try the starch solution and I'll try the way Chef AJ eats, and Chef AJ's been a huge inspiration to me too. I love her book, The Secrets to Ultimate. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
it's the opposite.
there we
We're a
go.
mirror.
Yeah. The Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss. This book has been really, really helpful for me. And then also Dr. Greger's new book, How Not to Diet,
Yep.
with all the latest research. Oh, there we go again. The all of the groundbreaking science around weight loss. And so I've just been really diving in, and I'm committed, and I'm not that great with my exercise yet. I mean, I don't have like a habit like you do, but I have been going on like a daily hike usually, or I'll do some yoga. I've been doing some little quick yoga sessions like this starting this week actually. Because I'm still kind of waiting until I get my weight. I'm just kind of taking it easy while my weight's kind of still trending down again, just because I don't want to get injured. Because I've gone through a couple of injuries just exercising when my weight is higher, and so that's not been fun. But yeah.
No, I hear you. It just so many people, and I'm one of them that would just like you lose weight and then you gain weight. Like that's what happened last year.
Mhm.
This time, like what are we in February? So COVID
Mhm.
really we ended up really locking ourselves, or me, I locked myself down about after March 8th. I went to a concert
Mhm.
and went out to dinner and then I just stopped and stayed home. And then I
Mhm.
started eating. And I got
Mhm.
on the scale and it was the heaviest I'd ever been. And I
Mhm.
said, I literally woke up one day and said, this has to stop. This is not
Yeah.
okay. I can't believe I even got here. Now understand, no body shaming here. Everybody has how they feel
Right. Yeah.
and what you're comfortable
Mhm.
with your body. For me, I could feel the impacts. I cholesterol was high, and even being
Mhm.
vegan, I needed to make some changes. I have health issues with
Mhm.
family history. I didn't want
Mhm.
those for me. And
Right. Yeah.
I picked up I use Lose It on my phone. I track food. I
Mhm.
joined Noom, which was the
Mhm.
psychological part of losing weight. So I can eat that
Yeah.
muffin. I can eat that gluten-free vegan muffin and not fall off the wagon and know that
Right.
it accounts for my day and eat chocolate
Mhm.
and eat things that, are in under the category of junk food, but also
Mhm.
eat the mandarin that I ate like before we went live,
Right.
and the apples and the
Mhm.
bananas and the leafy
Yeah.
greens, and the house is filled with more whole food plant-based foods than it
Mhm.
was
Right.
previously.
Yeah. Mhm.
And that's so
Yeah. Yeah.
important. It's like so
Right. It is.
important.
Yeah. Yeah. Environment is so important, and that's something that Chef AJ talks about a lot. Is just making sure your environment is gonna like help you be successful.
Yeah.
Because yeah, just if you have a lot of junk food all around your house, then you're probably gonna eat the junk food then instead of eating apples. But yeah, that's another big thing for me, the habit change. I've been reading Atomic Habits, and I don't know if you've read that book, but I'm in the process of reading it now. And yeah, I'm really trying to focus on habit change this year, really making exercise a habit. And I love hiking and yoga. So those are pretty much going to be my go tos in terms of exercise. So I'm still trying to build that exercise habit. Um, and yeah, just focusing on eating lots of veggies. I've been eating, I have not eaten this year alone. I've eaten so many vegetables. I cannot tell you. And I can't believe it because that was a mistake. I was looking back at my weight loss log from last year because I have like a smart scale, so it'll just sync my weight every day. And yeah, I was looking at my weight loss journey that I started last year, and I was just noticing how it's I've been because I like last year I wasn't really eating a lot of veggies when I restarted my weight loss journey in March, and I have noticed. I mean, my weight loss has been so much faster just eating lots of veggies, steamed veggies, and salads. Like I was not really eating that much of that stuff last year, and I've been losing weight like 4 times faster than I was last year, even though I was still following the starch solution. So, yeah, I'm amazed, and I'm ready to keep going because I still have a little ways to go. So,
Yeah, Chef AJ has been on and Dr. Greger's been on Virtual Veg Fest Live, so they're in our history on our YouTube channel if anyone
uh-huh.
wants to go watch those. And Chef AJ actually came
Yeah.
to our Veg Fest, Triangle Veg Fest in 2015 and was a speaker.
Uh-huh.
And I picked her up at the airport
Yeah.
and I brought her to
Oh, how
Jennifer
cool.
Hadley's house. But before we went to
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer's house, we stopped at Trader Joe's because she just flew in from California and she needed food. And this is what she bought. She bought a bag of potatoes and a jar of salsa. And
Yeah.
we went to Jennifer's house and she cleaned off like 4 potatoes, put them in the microwave, and then ate them with salsa. That's what she ate. And that's,
Wow.
people think like potatoes, I
Yeah.
see it a lot on social media. They're like, I can't eat starches, I can't eat bread, I can't eat potatoes. It's like Dr. Mcdougall's like, yo, you should be eating
Right.
starches, not like
Yeah.
white processed food starches, but like healthy
Mm-hmm.
starches, which a potato is one of
Yeah.
those. I love potatoes.
Right. Yeah, yeah, it's so crazy how people think potatoes make you fat, but it's really what you put on the potato that actually makes
Yes.
you fat. It's the oil and the cream cheese and the butter and the cheese and bacon or whatever people are putting on them. I mean, the meat, it's that's what's making people fat, but people just don't seem to make the connection because, the way carbs have been, deemed in this diet culture that we live in and yeah. So,
I think that's important for people to understand if you're watching is that we're not really talking about diet. And I'm going to speak for you for a second, completely
mhm.
correct me if I'm not. We're talking about being healthy, which is completely
Mhm.
different from keto, paleo, you know,
Mhm.
like no starch, all protein. It's completely
Mhm.
different from that. This is a journey
Right.
of plant based
Mhm.
wellness as opposed to
Right.
like this is and this I feel like is where you want to get to is this journey of plant-based wellness that is like the journey for the rest of your life as opposed to a certain weight.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I want to make this like a lifestyle. Like this is how I'm going to eat for life. So I'm so committed. I'm so happy I'm finally at this place because it's taken me years to get here. And for anyone out there who's struggling on a weight loss journey, just know that, it might take you a few times to get there. And it's taken me so many attempts to do this, but you can get there. So just keep trying and definitely read the Starch Solution. That's like the best advice I can give you is to read the Starch Solution. Yeah.
That's awesome. And one of the reasons why I reached out to Summer to come on because yes, we have people on. Hi Katie. We have people on that
Yeah, Jennifer
and are
says
like famous in the
hi.
vegan world. But it's also important to me that we bring on people that are just
Hi,
like
Jen.
you and me. Same
Mm-hmm.
struggles, same issues, same lives, similar lives. and that
Mm-hmm.
what you're going through is something that we could be going through. And that's, to me,
Mm-hmm.
is what summer represents, is like you and me and everybody. I don't know if there's anybody out there who hasn't gone through something like this. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you're prone to being slightly heavier,
Mm-hmm.
and food is good.
It is so good,
It's
and I
good.
definitely have had some issues around with food addiction for sure. I mean,
Oh,
and another big thing that I would say is, or another thing that really helped me was reading The Pleasure Trap by Dr. Alan Goldhammer and Dr. Doug Lisle, and they talk about the just the way a lot of foods, processed foods these days are really engineered to have sugar, salt, and fat, and they're engineered for you to be and to
addicted.
keep eating them. I mean,
Yeah.
and actually, thanks to you, I actually got to see Chef AJ speak for the first time in 2015, and that was really a big turning point for me. Just being able to see her speak and talk about calorie density, because that's how I've been able to lose my weight, is applying calorie density, which is what Dr. Mcdougall teaches. And once you really understand calorie density, I mean, it's just a game changer, because you know how to, build your meals, and you know what to focus on. And, I want to get to that place where I can have, a processed food every now and then, but the bulk of my diet is coming from whole foods. And I'm not there yet. I want to really kind of lose my weight and really maintain that for a good 6 months to a year before I really kind of allow myself to kind of build that balance. But I think sometimes it takes, some people are like Chef AJ and they don't allow any processed food ever again because, she has a food addiction, so yeah, I don't know. One of these days I'll get to that balance, but I've been striving for that all along, and it's been really hard, and that's why I feel like for me now it's like I have to really take the processed foods out of the equation before I can really get back to having that, or being able to build that balance.
No, I hear you. And the food density thing is really important because it's something along the lines of you can eat, like, how much broccoli is there in 100 calories as opposed to oil is
Mm-hmm.
100 calories. So a tablespoon of
Yeah.
oil is 120 calories, and
Mm-hmm.
like a head of broccoli is 120 calories. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even think it's actually probably not even that
Right.
much,
Yeah.
right? So you can
Yeah.
literally
Uh-huh.
eat a whole head of broccoli
Right.
without oil,
Mm-hmm.
and get rid of that processed oil from your diet completely, and
Yeah.
have 120 calories that you can eat, like mandarins and bananas, and like like one
Right.
banana, okay, one large
Exactly.
banana is 120 calories. So
Right.
you can eat that banana instead of the oil. And that's that
Uh-huh.
concept of eating fresh fruit instead of dried fruit, because when you dry the fruit, all that
Mm-hmm.
sugar, it makes it a higher calorie
Right. Right.
piece of
Yep.
food.
Yeah.
So instead of
Uh-huh.
eating a dried apple, eat a fresh apple,
Right. Right. Yeah. Once
and you
you
feel
remove
more
the
full.
water.
Yeah, you feel
Mm-hmm.
way more
Yeah.
full when you eat the whole
Oh,
apple
totally.
instead of like the
Right.
5 apple dried apple rings that you can eat. For the same amount of
Yeah.
calories.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
really important. And yes, dried fruit tastes great.
Mm-hmm. It does. I
It
love
does.
dried mango. It's like so good, but yeah, I'm taking a break from that, but yeah. So
I feel
I'm
like it's important. I hear you in what you're saying. You're taking a break from. I'm under the belief of not fully removing everything, because
mm-hmm.
you're going to crave or want. And when we get to the point where we crave and want so much, we break our habits. So to have pieces of, like, even when I was at my strictest, I still ate some
Mm-hmm.
chocolate. I just ate,
Mm-hmm.
I would eat semi sweet organic chocolate chips. I would go measure them.
Right.
I have a scale, so I'd
Mm-hmm.
measure like an ounce, which is not a lot of calories,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a lot of chocolate chips. If you measure an ounce of
Right.
semi-sweet chocolate chips, it's a lot, and it's satisfying. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I would do. And then you just kind of keep moving because you're like, okay, I could eat
Mm-hmm.
that. That's not, I mean, dark chocolate they say is healthy for you. So I mean, they say a lot of things are healthy
Yeah,
for you, but I mean that's what was important
that's true.
for me, and it's also important
Uh-huh.
psychologically that you
Mm-hmm.
don't eliminate 100% of something from what you're eating if you love it because you're going to crave it, or make it in a way that you can eat it. Chef AJ is great at that. You know,
Yeah.
like a
Right.
brownie or a sweet potato cake, or
Mm-hmm.
she says all these recipes. Matter of fact, she has these recipes now, but they're behind a paywall, and I'm annoyed because I was like, I want that recipe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but they're there for for the asking if you want to pay for it. And I'm sure she posts some stuff. There's some stuff out there that you don't have to pay for, but these books that
Mm-hmm.
you're offering and you're sharing about that are helping you to
Mm-hmm.
go and keep going. It's
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's I mean I'm not a person that does a lot of reading, so I'm more the internet searcher. And
Yeah.
like I I just make decisions for myself, kind of like going vegan. Make decisions for
Mm-hmm.
myself, and then like that's what I'm going to do. I picked up flossing like 20 years ago, and I was like, I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna floss every day now, and it became a habit
Right.
of flossing every day. It can apply to anything. Exercise
Yeah.
every day. But I obviously my personality, once I get there it
Mm-hmm.
works. Getting there, I
Mm-hmm.
tried to give up sugar, and I was like, this
Yeah.
no.
I don't think I'm ever gonna give up sugar. It's like the least of my worries. Yeah. So I mean, maybe not having like a ton of it, but like having it in a sauce for me is like totally fine. Um, yeah. Uh, but yeah, Chef AJ actually has a lot of recipes in the Secrets to Ultimate Weight Loss book, and I also have her first book that came out, Unprocessed, and this one's really good. I think I may have bought this one like shortly after I got to see her talk in a Veg Fest in 2015. And for me, I've just been kind of taking any like recipe that I really want. Like if I want brownies, I made black bean brownies like on Valentine's Day because I really have been wanting to try it because
It's
I've never
good.
tried black bean brownies,
Yep.
and they were actually really really good. I was really surprised, but I mean it didn't have any oil in it or anything, and they were delicious. So I've just been kind of taking any of the more indulging recipes, and I'll just kind of create a healthier, low fat version.
Yeah, chickpea cookies are
So,
good too. Making cookies with
ooh, I might
chickpeas,
have to try that.
that's good
That
as
sounds
well.
good.
Beans, they're good for
Yeah.
your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, they really are.
So, Summer, in regards to like, please share more about like what's your day like? I mean, in what do you think about in regards to like how you go about. I mean, you're down like 20 something pounds already from your neck for your
Yeah.
next you're down 27 pounds or 20 something pounds, I should say. So
Mm-hmm.
what's
Yeah.
it like? What's your day like?
Well, so I didn't even mention this, but the highest weight I ever got to was 203 pounds. At least I don't think I mentioned that, but yeah, now I'm down to 176. So I think that's about 25 pounds. And right now I'm not even focused on the weight. I'm so much more focused on changing my habits, my eating habits. And, just, when I'm eating, I've been really tuning in, like, am I satisfied? Do I need to eat any more of this? And just trying to really, um, I've just been going easy on myself, just developing self compassion. And, I'm always trying to learn something new. I'm like really big in personal development and self love. So I've been just learning to develop a loving relationship with myself. And yeah, I think that's so important in a weight loss journey. I think that, you know, loving yourself to health is great. I mean, that's what I'm striving to do, is just to, you know, love myself to a healthy weight. And, some people think that that's, wanting to change is like, or especially your weight, like means that you don't love yourself, but I think that's like so important because you have to love yourself to want to change. And so that's something like really big for me that I'm always focusing on is, um, self-love and compassion and just learning and yeah, trying to grow in all the ways that I can.
Yeah, you
So,
matter. Like that's what it comes down to for
mm-hmm.
me and to share with other people is you matter enough
Yeah.
to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as
Yeah.
women, we tend to as a species, women tend to care for
Mm-hmm.
others more than we care for ourselves, and we let ourselves go and
Yeah.
everyone around us is healthy. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
taking the
And I
time for
did that.
you. Yep.
Yeah. Right, right. And I used to be like a people pleaser, and I claim that I don't really like claiming that still, but because I feel like I'm not as much as I used to be. But that's something I've had to, you have to learn to say no and say yes to yourself. And I think that's so powerful and important to be able to love yourself and develop those boundaries and a healthy relationship with yourself.
Yeah, and you have a support system that's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely incredible between David
Yeah.
and your friends and your family.
Mm-hmm. I do, yeah. And Dave is actually doing this with me because we both struggle with our weight in our relationship and just, eating lots of junk food and just, so we're doing the Start Solution together through November. And so he's been on a weight loss journey, like on and off, this the same with me this whole time, pretty much. So, yeah.
He just hasn't been as bold and open
Right,
about it
right. Yeah.
as you have been. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's good to hear because that
Yeah.
really matters to have that support
Mm-hmm.
system in the house. Because I mean,
Yeah.
I try not to cook with oil, and I know Steven sometimes is like, I'm like, there's no oil in this, and he'll say, I can tell.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm
Aw.
like, it tastes great to me, and it tastes good. But
Right.
when
Yeah.
you add that fat to a meal, sometimes it just brings it to that next
Mm-hmm.
level. And
Yeah.
I I'm just like, well, if it doesn't need it, why would I add it? I made that
Right.
TikTok pasta that's like all over
Mm-hmm.
the internet, vegan. I made it vegan gluten free with the vegan feta and the tomatoes, and I added red
Mm-hmm.
onion to it. And it's like, if you don't know what we're
Yum.
talking about,
Sounds
there's a
good.
TikTok pasta like all over the place. And it's obviously, if it's
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, it was a very fast video, but it's taken hold. I mean, I've seen
Mm-hmm.
people that are friends of mine that aren't vegan, friends of mine that are vegan, and they're making this. So I went out and I got the Violife feta, and it calls for like
Mm-hmm.
the whole block of
Yum.
feta, and I looked at how many calories and fat was in the whole block of feta, and I cut it in half, and I only used half of it in the dish because the vegan cheese is like oil. And I was like, I don't need
Right.
this. And then the recipe called for adding oil to like the tomatoes and stuff, and I was like,
Right.
well, if the cheese is in
Mm-hmm.
there, I don't need oil. So I took my organic olive oil cooking spray and just did like on
Mm-hmm.
the tomatoes, and that was it.
Right.
And then
Mm-hmm.
spices, and threw that in the oven, and then mixed it in with the pasta, and it was delicious. Maybe a little more spices would have been
Yeah.
needed afterwards, like
Right.
after I mixed them together, but other than that, it was delicious.
Yeah, that sounds so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and easy to make. I mean, I like the idea. I
Mm-hmm.
used what tomatoes I had, and so I had some grape tomatoes and I had some Roma tomatoes, so I cut up a Roma tomato. Like I said, I added the red onion. I would probably add like some leafy green to it too. And there's garlic in there
Mm-hmm.
as well, and that's all baked together in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
That it was delicious.
Yum. That does sound so good.
And simple.
Yeah, 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 totally. Yeah, I pretty much will take like any recipe online and I always omit, like, I'll just use water to saute like onion
Yep.
and garlic in or veggie broth because, yeah, like you said, I mean, the oil is just added calories that you don't need. And it's just pure liquid fat. So it's like, why, why add all that to your diet when you don't need to? And it's really not good for us to, be dousing everything in oil. So,
That's true, and the flavor of the vegetables comes out more when you don't drown it in
mm-hmm.
oil. Even if you use a
Right.
little bit of oil, you get the full flavor the onion
Yeah.
and the garlic and whatever else that you're doing. The secret to the water saute is just to have some on the side. So as it starts to stick, you put a little water
Hmm.
in, and then it doesn't stick to the pan
Right.
anymore. And you just cook everything up because that's what I do too.
Yeah, and I mean, it really you once you neuro adapt to eating this way, I mean, like you said, you don't even really notice it tastes great to you. And maybe Steven isn't exactly there like you are, but I
Right.
mean, you really do your taste buds change like once you kind of go low sodium and um then if you go out to a restaurant and you have something with sodium in it, then you're like, whoa, this is like
Right.
way too salty. So I mean, that's what happens to a lot of people who change the or lower their sodium. And so yeah,
Yeah,
it's a total
sometimes,
lifestyle
yeah.
change.
So when I overdo with the salt or something, I'm just like, sometimes it's so much I can't eat it. It's like I can't,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
too much. And eliminating, not eliminating or lessening, because it sounds better, lessening the amount of salt, sugar, oil that you
Hmm.
use, adding more whole foods, plant based into your diet, and
Hmm.
if you just do that alone, don't drink soda, you know, unless I drink seltzer, so no processed sugars, no fake sugars, and just treat your body
Hmm.
like you want it to fuel you until the day that it doesn't
Hmm.
fuel you anymore in the most healthiest manner possible. And
Right.
what you put in it is what you're going to get out of it.
Hmm. That's
And you
true.
and you matter enough to put some good stuff into it.
Right. Yeah. No,
And good
that's
stuff,
that's
I
that's
don't mean
right.
a milkshake. I mean,
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean like healthy foods, and every so often have something that's delightful. Like
Right.
I do have a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, the vegan
Hmm.
almond brittle one in the
Hmm.
freezer. It's been in there for a few weeks. I
Hmm.
don't think a serving has been taken out of it yet. I think
Yeah.
I just do like a couple of spoonfuls, and then I put it back.
Hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah. Right.
That's
And
it.
I'm at that place too where, like sometimes, if you're like me and you go on like a, junk food binge and you're eating lots of junk food, like all the same, for a while, which I've done a few times, um, it's hard to get out of that habit and or as
Yeah.
Doug Lyle would call it, the pleasure trap. You get stuck in that trap of eating a lot of processed foods. And I mean, yeah, and then it's amazing. Like now, if I had that in my house, I honestly, because I've been eating, so many whole foods for a while now, I wouldn't even really want it. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
amazing how, I mean, it'll be nice, but I just know for me, I'm so focused on like what's going to get me closer to my goal, and
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, I'm ready to get there. I'm so ready. So,
I'm incredibly proud of you. So I'm really glad that you
yeah.
wanted to come on and share your
Thank
story,
you.
your journey, and we could always follow up because I'm sure I'll see you. I'll do some event. I'm definitely going to do some event this year.
Hmm.
So I will see you
Yeah,
for
that would be
that.
great.
That you're a reason for me to do like the mac and cheese event in the fall, so you can come.
Oh gosh, that would be so good. Vegan mac and cheese is like my favorite. I love vegan mac and cheese.
Yeah, so I
So
mean,
good.
I figure an outdoor event in the fall. I know how to do it. I just have to be able to do it, and I think
Yeah.
we'll be able to, and that'll be
Yeah, I hope so. That would
yeah.
be great. And yeah, I was thinking about like the triangle vegetarian Thanksgiving. Like, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to do that again. So,
It might be takeout again.
hmm,
It
yeah,
just might be. I don't know. I don't know if I will do anything indoors where I take my mask off in 2021, and
yeah,
I'll hopefully
right,
get back to that in 2022. But there's a lot of unknowns
yeah.
still. So
I know.
and it, we we don't know because we don't know.
Right.
I don't like
Yeah.
last year I was kind of throwing caution to the wind. I was like, oh, things will get better. Things will get better by this date. And I was like, if people, since we're
Hmm.
shutting down, we'll do this, and then we can have events. And it just kept getting worse. So this year I'm more
Right.
like, well, it could get better. It
Yeah.
may get better, it might
It
not get
can.
better.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to put it all. I'm not willing to put it all out there. I'm getting closer
Right.
to being willing to say this event's going to happen and opening it
Mhm.
up to taking payments from vendors.
Yeah.
Closer, just I mean, I feel everyone should get vaccinated. That's how I feel. So you will
Mhm.
help me be able to do what I do if you all get vaccinated.
Mhm.
So selfish
Yeah.
reasons, but science reasons, and there's a
Mhm.
pandemic. So that's how I feel.
Right.
So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
but well, thank you so much. If someone wanted to get in touch with
Yeah. Thanks for
you
having me.
and reach out to you, how would they do that?
So the best way you would be you could follow me on Instagram at Summer Daydreams, and or you could also go subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is also Summer Daydreams. And summer is spelled with an O. That's SOMMER. And yeah, that would be the best way. I post. I'm actually going to start posting a lot more recipe videos, and so I do a lot of vegan recipes and just share my weight loss journey and just lifestyle videos and yeah. So
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you, and I would greatly appreciate if you let your subscribers know to come over and subscribe to Virtual Veg Fest.
yeah,
That would
I
be
will.
awesome.
Yeah, I will do that for sure.
Yeah, no, thank you again for joining and just being open and about how much you've weighed and all that things that typically
Mhm.
people are kind of
Yeah.
really close to the cuff about, right? So
Mhm.
thank you for being being you. It's really what
Yeah.
I'm thanking
Yeah.
you for.
Definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
have a
Thank you.
great rest of your Thursday.
Yeah. You too. I hope you enjoy the sunshine.
All right, I will. Thanks, Summer. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Well, everyone, thank you so much again for joining us for Virtual Veg Fest Live and our talk with Summer and plant based weight loss journey. We're going to continue this talk on Saturday with Lisa Davis at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to join us for that. And as we always close out, make sure that you wear a mask, right? So wear your mask over your nose, under your chin. Not like this. Why not like this? Because your nose is connected to your lungs. If you wear your mask like this, it renders it useless. So you need to cover both, and I highly recommend getting a KN95 mask, putting that on first, and then putting your fun mask over it, because there's different variants of COVID out there that are highly contagious. Like, it's contagious, but then there's highly contagious. And I don't want any of you to get sick. And I want you to be around for, so we can see you in the future at events. And then, if you have the means, please go out and pick up some takeout, curbside pickup, food trucks, whatever you can to help out the food industry, plant based and vegan food industries that are out there, restaurants, that they need help to survive this pandemic. And one of the best ways we can do that, if you have the means, is to go and order some food, especially when you don't feel like cooking anymore and you've been home for like a year. Hey, Linda, you're welcome. I'm glad that you joined us and you're able to join us today. That makes me happy. And then everyone else, have a great rest of your Thursday, and we will see you on Saturday and maybe sooner if I happen to go live again. Bye.